Hey guys, welcome back to another Minecraft video. Now in this video I'll be going over the new 1.17 Snapshot. They added in so many new blocks, new types of features, and I'll be going over it in this video, so stay tuned, watch the whole thing because there's so much to go over in this one snapshot. Okay guys, so for this first block, we have the new tough block. Now, I'm not 100% sure yet what this does, but we will be checking out these blocks later on in the video. They're mining, and then where you can try to find them, and things like that. So stay tuned, but I'm just going to go through all the different types of blocks, and then go how you can find them, and things like that, how they spawn. So, this is the new first type of block. It reminds me of like stone when you go mining, like the smooth stone, but like a different variety of it. So, yeah, that's the tough block. And then calcite is also another type of block. It reminds me of diorite, but I'm assuming that they spawn in different circumstances, maybe around some of the other features I'll be showing on later in this video. Now, of both of these, there aren't any stairs or slab varieties or nothing like that. It's just these block formats. I hope that they add like walls or stairs or slabs, especially of this one, because I can see that people can do really cool custom caves. Even though we are going to get like a caves and cliffs update, I'm assuming even with this new type of block, if they add stairs and slabs, things like that, you can make caves probably look better than, but they already look great. They haven't updated the caves yet. They added a few new things, of course, a few. So, yeah, let's move on to the next one. They added tinted glass. If you want a side-by-side comparison between tinted glass and black stained glass, they look relatively similar. That's why I'm comparing them. But you can see how this one looks slightly darker than this one. Maybe more of a bluish purple tint, probably. And this one has a few more strips going through it. I think this looks so much better than regular glass. Now, if you want to know the crafting recipe, you just need 1 regular glass and then 4 amethyst shards. We'll be going over that later on in the video. And you actually get 2 tinted glass. That's actually very interesting. So for every glass you put in, you get 2 out. Now, keep in mind, you just need regular glass. I tried stained glass. That doesn't work. I hope that they allow different stained colors of tinted glass. That would look really, really cool. But at the moment, you only can use the regular glass. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is the lava in the cauldron. Before, we only could put water in a cauldron. Now we can put lava in a cauldron. What I recommend, and actually I haven't tested it out yet, so I will try it. So let's say here a water bottle, just a bottle. We just want the empty version. Could you? No, you can't. Because if you have a cauldron with water, you can have water bottles. So I think it would be a super cool addition to have lava bottles. I don't know why you want that, but maybe new potions. That would be cool. But I think that this has potential to go somewhere, branching off to a complete new line of potions, or just a bottle of lava that you might not want to drink. So yeah, let's move on to candles. Okay, so here for the candles, they have 16 different colored candles. At the moment, I couldn't find any crafting recipes for these, but I'm assuming that in the future, they might use some new type of wax, because, yeah, they have some really interesting things with that. A cool thing is that you can have 16 different colors. I just put 4 out here to show that you can have either 1 individual, 2, 3, or up to 4 in one single block spacing. Now, let me see. I haven't tested this out either. So flint and steel. How do you light these candles up? Let me see, like that. Oh, that is how you light them up. That's actually really interesting. I did not know that till now. That is actually really cool. We have to test out. Let's go through all of these and see at the end if these things burn out. That would be really cool if after time you just see these shrink, because candles do shrink and eventually turn off after time. So I would actually like to see if they added that realism to the candles. Okay, so let's move on over here to the bundles. This is a really big one, because I know a lot of people are complaining about the inventory solution, and maybe this isn't the best solution for you, but it might be for some people. So I have here a few regular items that you might have in your inventory, like mushroom stew. They're not stackables, or maybe tools. So what you do is you right click on them like this, and wow, you actually cannot put tools in a bundle. That is something to note. And I'm trying here. You cannot put unstackable items, it seems. Wow, that's actually really interesting. You cannot put, because I put a few non-stackable items, you cannot put those in bundles. So you can put basically, I want to try one more thing now, ender pearls, because I assumed that bundles can hold everything. If you put ender pearls in here, because they only can go up to 16, you can't put ender pearls. So it's only the non-stackable items that you cannot put into a bundle. Now, if you right click on here like this, it all goes into your inventory and not the chest. That is interesting to note, that bundles, they cannot carry non-stackable items, and that when you just right click on it twice and it has stuff in it, then it will all go into your inventory. So that is something to note. I'll just throw everything back in here. But yes, if you have a bunch of tools, bundles you can't use for non-stackable items. I think they should change that, but you know, you don't know. So let's go on to the spyglass. Okay guys, so for the spyglass, this is interesting. So for the spyglass, they do actually have a crafting recipe. I forgot to mention, they don't have one yet for the bundles, but they do have one for the spyglass. You need 2 copper ingots and 1 amethyst shard. We're going to get to those, as you can see, next. But what we'll have here is the spyglass. Let me just take this out. And basically, when you right click on it and you hold, it has this zoom in animation, and it zooms into a particular area. As you can see over there, there's a Minecraft cow. So, and wow, you cannot see that at all from here. But when you zoom in, it does actually zoom. I thought it just narrows your vision, but it does actually zoom into the blocks, and that is really cool. So, and this is, oh wow, it twists really slowly. You move your mouse a lot, and it's barely moving. If I do that, okay. Yeah, so that's really cool. It has that realism. I really like that you have such a small area to see. It feels like a real like spyglass. And when you try to open a chest, yeah, you have to make sure that you click on the right spot. So when you want to put that away. But that's a spyglass. Now comes the block of amethyst and the amethyst line of stuff. So the block of amethyst is just a block. And I'm not sure if you can hear this. I'll turn up the volume in the video of the block placing. But they actually have really cool sounds. Listen. That is really cool. And I'm pretty sure if you break and place these repeatedly, you can make a really cool song. I think that sounded really cool. Okay, and then there's the budding amethyst. Let's move on. These ones, I thought they're the same thing, just a different texture. But it seems like these things actually grow crystals. Before they were only growing them on top, but apparently they can grow them on all sides, which is really cool. Those are these things. And, well, I just broke in creative. But if I go over here to game mode survival, which I can do. So let me go over to survival. That's adventure. Survival, and I break these with my fist. As you can see, this is taking forever. I'm assuming I won't get anything because I don't have a pickaxe, and I didn't. But we can test this out later in the video. I'll be going out and finding one to see if they naturally spawn already, and then if not, I'll just be showing what you guys can get. So, and then there's the amethyst chart. I'm assuming that's what you get when you break these, and then I'm assuming you have to wait till the full state, but we will test that out later in the video. So yeah, that's what you need the spyglass for. So you need these crystals, you need to find these, and I'm assuming they're rare, but again, we'll test that out later in the video. I want to first get through all these blocks. So let's move on to copper. Okay guys, now to go to copper, I just want to make a day so it's easier for you guys to see. Here we have the copper ore and the copper ingot. Now, I'll be showing, because they have so many different varieties of copper, I'll be showing all the different varieties. But one thing I want to note from the very beginning is you might be, oh, I'm going to mine some copper, and then I'm going to get some copper blocks and make all these really cool varieties. You can't use the stone cutter. It's sad, because all the things that you can mine, like the only thing that doesn't work in a stone cutter is wood, because it's not stone. But anything that comes from like the earth, down there under the grass, you can use a stone cutter on. And these things, I tried, you can't use a stone cutter. It's really annoying. So I hope Mojang changes that, because it's really expensive. I'm assuming that you have to mine a bunch of these, and then you get this block, which you need 4 of these blocks to craft 4 of these blocks, and then you need 6 of these blocks to just craft 4 of these. I wish you can just do that instant conversion thing that the stone cutter allows us to do. that would be so beneficial, because like to get to that state you have to craft this and this and this and that. It's repetitive. So I really hope that Mojang allows us to use a stone cutter, just drop in a bunch of these blocks, because I can show you right now. You put this block in there, nothing happens. I wish they add things that you can actually use the stone cutter on copper, because it makes sense. So, but let's move on from the stone cutter. That's why I placed it there, just to remind myself. That's not a new block. That is from my thing 1.14. So, copper block. You get a bunch of copper, you can make copper blocks, and these are the different stages of copper. So we have the regular copper, then the slightly weathered, and then semi-weathered, and then weathered. I just want to clarify, I built this all up and like started recording all of this. It's been like an hour maybe, or at least 40 minutes, and these things have not changed state at all. So it's quite a decent amount of time. I don't know exactly how long yet, but I can guarantee you guys it's more than 40 minutes, because this video already took over 40 minutes to get to this point. So, and they're still in the same stages. I did not change them out yet. But let's move on from that. So we have copper block, then we have the cut copper, which has this more like brick feeling, and then we have the cut copper stairs, and then we have the cut copper slabs, and then, weirdly enough, with the waxed copper, we only have the waxed copper, slightly weathered waxed copper, and then semi-weathered waxed copper. There is no fully weathered state, and that's for all the waxed versions. I don't know why there isn't a fully waxed state. There just isn't. Maybe because it would look too similar to the regular version. I'm assuming that's why. But there just isn't a fully weathered state of that, so I'm assuming that's the max state. And then same for the stairs, same for the slabs. And then the last thing with the copper thing is the lightning rods. They're pretty cool. As you can see, you can place them in 4 different directions. This is what would redirect lightning for protecting maybe a wooden or a wool house that you might have built. One interesting thing I thought of is like, maybe let's say you're going to the gym and you want to have weights. I thought this would look, even though the textures don't really match, that would look really cool for like dumbbells or like weightlifting. That looks really cool. That's a build idea. I'll be having future videos with build ideas, because these are so many great blocks and they're just going to add so many more. But yeah, that's how you do all of this. Let me check very quick if there's a crafting recipe, because I said that for all of them. I just forgot to check for this. So, lightning rod. There is. You need 3 copper ingots to get 1 lightning rod. So I think that's pretty good. And they look really nice in my opinion. I really like this block. Would be interesting if they add a weathered state of this, Mojang, if you want. I'm assuming they won't, but it kind of makes sense, because all the other copper has some weathered states, even though these ones don't have a complete one. These ones don't have any, so I think that would be cool to have a weathered state of the rods. Maybe not. You might disagree with that. But that is all of the blocks for this new 1.17 snapshot. Remember, this is just the first snapshot of many. They're going to add so many new features, and it's great to see how much they added. But let's actually get into finding these things, seeing how fast they mine with different pickaxes. Do you need a required pickaxe to mine that? Like, wooden ones might not work. Let's check that out. So, and yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. Okay guys, so we're gonna check out the amethyst spawns under the ground. I have one right below me. I'll show that. I just wanted to point out one thing if you didn't notice this earlier on. If you place down, okay, so go here. There's a typo in the weathered copper block name. I noticed that by watching back the video. That's amazing. The last K is an uppercase. So Mojang, hope you don't change that, but mostly likely they will change that, because that's kind of a funny Easter egg. But I don't know why I use a pickaxe for that. But let's actually go and check out these amethyst crystals. I found one right here, and not to my surprise, because I guessed this earlier, these tough and those other blocks, those 2 ones I showed at the beginning, do spawn by this amazing chamber. So let's go into creative and light this up, because I don't want mobs to spawn down here. And then let me go to survival. So game mode survival, because I did bring a netherite pickaxe, and I should actually take a bunch more pickaxes, because I do want to test out all the different types. So here's a stone, iron. No one will use gold, so I don't even need to try that. Yeah. So, and then let me just go to game mode survival. That's kind of cool. Okay, so let me see here. Do you get this? You actually do, and that's actually really fast for a wooden. So I'm assuming, of course, oh wow, that's almost instant. So, and then here for the amethyst. This takes forever to mine, but I'm still going to try it. And no, you do not. Stone, also, nope. Okay, you get it with iron. So, that's pretty cool. And then with these things, you don't get anything. Oh, yeah, you need the full version. And how many did I get? 4. How can you get it with a wooden one? And I'm assuming not. No, you cannot. So that's really good to know. This chamber is where they grow. There's one more up there, so I'll try stone because we know iron works. And that iron and above then will work too. So, and then stone, as you can see, that was great. I'm pretty sure that was painful to watch. So stone does not work. So you do need iron. So don't come here, down here, if you don't have iron, because you'll be greatly disappointed that you can't get anything except for those interesting blocks that spawn around it, around the entrance. They spawn like almost a sphere, and then there's this one opening into a cave, which is not really a cave. This is a very pathetic cave. But as you can see, those are how you get the crystals, and then this is where they spawn. So you can get them, and then of course if you want to know how fast you can mine it with netherite, that's how fast. And wow, they're actually surrounded. They're deeply surrounded in a few layers of this stuff. So that's interesting for you to know that you get these blocks around them. So if you're, let's say, strip mining, and then you all of a sudden, or branch mining, strip mining is something different, branch mining, and then you hit one of these things, and you know there's a crystal nearby, because if you skim it, then you know, just mine a massive area and then you'll find it. And I've actually had to look at some distance, and then I found one of these. So I'm assuming they're kind of rare, not too rare, but kind of rare. And that's actually really interesting to notice. And as you can see, the two different textured ones, this one is what grows the crystals. This one doesn't grow anything. So there's just a few of them. And you can't get this with stone because that took forever. And you don't get that with iron. Do you need silk touch? Let me mine this again. I think you do need silk touch for that. I'll try that out for you guys, and I'll tell you guys in the next clip. But let's go on to see how you get copper. Okay guys, so I did some testing, and I was looking around for like 5 to 10 minutes for copper ore, and it seems to be relatively rare throughout caves. I only found like 5 patches of copper ore for like 5 to 10 minutes of searching in spectator mode. So considering that they have so many different types of blocks for it, and that you can't even use a stone cutter, I want them to actually make copper a little bit easier to find, because it seems this might just be a super unlucky seed. But to my observations, it seems like copper ore is much more rare than iron ore. It's a little bit less rare than gold, but it's relatively rare considering how many things that you can use it for, and that you can't even use a stone cutter on it. So I think that they should make copper ore not that much, but a little bit more spawn rates, increase the spawn rates a little bit. And then another thing for these what's it called, amethyst crystals, these things, the budding amethysts that actually spawn these crystals, I mined it with silk touch, all different types of pickaxes. They just don't drop anything. So I don't know how to pick these things up in survival mode. If you guys do know, please comment that down in the description. I just can't find a way how you can actually harvest these things in survival. Silk touch didn't work, regular pickaxe didn't work, so, and all different types. So if you guys know how to pick this up, please comment them down in the description. I wasn't able to find any way yet. Maybe they might not have added it yet. Another thing with these candles, it's been the entire video, and for me it's been about an hour. So as you can see, these things are still lit, so these things don't burn out. I guess that's fine if you want a permanent light source, but I feel like candles, they should melt over time, or maybe not melt, but at least turn off. Well, yeah, melt, like disappear, because they do burn all the wax, and then all of a sudden there's no more candle left. So I think Mojang should add that realism into it, but we might have different opinion on that. But that is actually it for this video. So if you like these types of videos, snapshot things, I'll have more of these because Mojang seems to be releasing a lot of this new information. Please hit that subscribe button and like if you like this video. And if you want to be notified when more of these types of videos come out, please hit that notification bell. But that is it from me, guys. Goodbye and see you later.